Let's see. Camera adjustment. Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to Splasher 6 Flight Sim once again. I've got to do a little bit of audio adjustment here, and I believe my camera got bumped in the interim since last night. So, Angry One Horn checking in. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope everything is going well. Had a good week and enjoying what's started for the weekend here. But I got to look at my camera adjustment here. It got bumped, and then I need to go up a little bit. So let's go up first. I don't know how it got bumped so much. And it's also, it needs to go that way. It needs to go to my left, your right. Where this all happened, but usually you can see the B-17 in the background. That's not bad. That'll work for now. That'll work for now. Hey, everybody. We're back on the Cadet pilot training series. For all of you that are jumping in the middle of this, my dad was a B-17 pilot in World War II, and I've been flying in sequence to all the training locations that he trained at for cadets and pilot training. And we started out several weeks ago in Santa Ana, California, at his what do they call it? I always forget. Pre-flight cadets, and we made our way up the California Valley. The next stop was King City for his primary flight training location, and then to Chico for his basic flight training location, and then to Stockton, California, where he got his wings, and that was advanced flight. And next was a long trip down to Hobbs, New Mexico, after he was chosen to be, in the multi-engine as opposed to fighter single-engine planes. So we went to Hobbs, New Mexico for B-17 training, transition training. And then after Hobbs, it was up to Salt Lake City to get his crew assignment. And that wasn't any training or anything. That was only for about a 2-week period. But that's where they assigned his crew for the B-17. And then after Salt Lake, he transitioned down to Pyote, Texas. And the closest airport was Pecos, Texas, just down the road, where it's what they called B-17 crew training. And he was there for a couple of months with training to interact with the crew and work with the crew and fly missions and etc. So then his training and the crew's training was complete. They had some time off. It was, this is like early 1944, December, January, February of 44. So they next went to Kearney, Nebraska, and that's the flight we're taking today. And of course, at the time they didn't fly everywhere. They in the transitions from location to location, they'd take the train, troop trains and such. But we're flying because, hey, it's Microsoft Flight Sim. We can do that. So we're flying up to Kearney, Nebraska, which is where he would have been in February, March of 44. And this was a major jump-off point for crews going overseas. They would pick up, at this point in time, they would pick up a B-17 that they would ferry over to England across the North Atlantic route. And next week, once we get at Kearney, we get our B-17 assignment. We will be flying from Kearney to Manchester, New Hampshire, which was first part of their multi-leg journey across to England. So anyway, we're currently in Pecos, Texas, and we've got the DC-6 all loaded up with the crew and supplies and everything, and we're going to fly to Kearney, Nebraska today. So let's jump in the sim and get the DC-6 loaded in. And I think we're probably going to be... see, this is the issue I've had when I load a GPS flight plan, when I load a flight plan, and then I go... I hit the fly button, and it takes me to the end of the runway with the engines running and everything. And I want to do a cold and dark start, but if I want to do a cold and dark start, and I go to Pecos Municipal here and hit zoom to details like this. I think this is going to do this. I'm not sure. I go to ramp 1 parking. It's going to wipe out my and set that as departure. All right. I think it wipes out my flight plan. We'll see. I'm probably going to have to restart, but let's just see what this does. So when I've tried this before, it wipes out my flight plan. Oh, angry? By the way, I've been looking at your latest editions of your emotes, and I got to say, I'm jonesing after that one with the B-17 in it. That was a great idea. I've been thinking of ideas for new emotes. And I'll talk to you, but I want to do my own idea of a B-17, but I don't want to copy anything. But that was a great idea. That's a sharp looking emote. I had so much trouble my first go around making emotes and getting them the right size. I let Phlox help me out a lot with my first 2 emotes. So that one with the B-17 is really cool. Got the coffee loaded. Cheers, everybody. And we're letting the sim load up. Hopefully everything's stable for everybody after the update. Hot fix or whatever they called it this time. So here's our, come on, cursor. Here's our flight path. Taking off down here from Pecos. And we'll do another fly around before we get on to the GPS flight path. We'll fly by Pyote, or what's left of the airbase at Pyote, once referred to as the Rattlesnake Air Base because of the inordinate amount of rattlesnakes at the air base in the middle of West Texas. So, all right, we spawned in. We'll go to, okay, I got a little bit too much sound in my ear. The background music. There we go. There we go. So we'll hit ready to fly. And hope that our, okay, hopefully that'll turn on when we turn everything on. Yeah, I sure wish it would have pointed us the other way. But here we are in Pecos, Texas. With the B-17 livery that my dad had on his plane. His plane was the Royal Flush, and if there was a B-17 in the flight in the sim, I would have had one painted up. But the DC-6 is a 4-engine propeller, so it's as close as we can get. This is a tail number for his F model B-17 26087 Royal Flush with the 100th Bomb Group, and LDZ was the squadron and the plane identification. LD was the 418th Squadron, and Z was the individual plane letter designation. And I had this livery done up a few months ago, and the square D tail designation. So every now and then up in the chat line, there'll be a link pop up to the 100th Bomb Group Foundation website. I would encourage you all to go check that out if you have any interest in World War II aviation, especially 8th Air Force, heavy bombardment groups. There's a lot of, like a lot in a couple thousand pictures, original photos from the time period. Hello, Joey Bolo. Welcome, Joey Bolo, 77 in the house. And good day to you, sir. Yeah, I found a guy who was doing some liveries on FlightSim.to last spring, and kind of befriended him online, shot him a little bit of money, and he did some liveries up in the DC, and the DC-6 was getting introduced right at the time, and I sent him some pictures of my dad's original photos of his plane, and colors to choose from, and he duplicated quite nicely the block lettering. That's what Dad's plane looked like on the nose art, and did it quite well, I must admit. He also did a beach Baron for me also, and if anybody's watching, definitely get some shout outs going here. I gotta remember how to do this now, that I don't have to use my, let's make sure this works. Yeah, there's a shout out for Angry One Horn. Definitely go check out his streams. He's doing around the world flight right now, and I believe he's in northern Scotland, in the Junkers Ju-52, in all live weather, and definitely want to go check him out. Also, Joey Bolo, another active streamer, and we'll get him up there too. Joey Bolo, 77. Did a little flight around San Diego in a new ultralight the other day. I followed along with him as I was on the road. Couldn't fly, but sure wanted to. There's some Joey Bolo emotes. But yeah, a couple of streamers following along right now in chat. All good. All right, let's get back to the old. There we go. Hop inside here. Let's see. And I am admittedly, not a when it comes to doing the startups on the DC-6, I enlist the AFE to the fullest, and he is going to be right here by my side. So we will get this process going, but I've got to have my master on first and my avionics, landing, taxi, nav, and strobes on. And I got to have my mags in both so that the old girl starts up. Oh, you're very welcome. DH Paradox is in the house there too. I got to give him a shout out. Appreciate that. Stopping by and saying hey, and get my practice at doing these this way. I believe DH Paradox will be that. Also another streamer that streams a variety of different games online. Okay, let's get into the before start here. And that going. So I'm going to stop the music for a while so we can hear the flight sim guy. Where is he at? Well, he's way turned down. I just got home from work and had lunch, DH says. You're welcome. You are welcome. Joey says, got to do some housework, but I'll lurk. No problem. Always appreciate the lurkers along with the active ones. Not a problem at all. I don't know what the length of this is going to be, but it'll probably be at least a couple hours. I think the mileage was somewhere in the neighborhood of 700 or 800 miles, if I remember right. So we still don't have a... I've had trouble with the GPS on this crazy thing. I'm in the Asobo, yes. Why are we not showing anything? Okay. Back to the AFE. That's a before start. Okay. All right, let's see if this GPS turns on. I've had lots of trouble with this happening. Oh, here's the problem. Okay, we got to do some switcheroos on that. And I've got to go into my controls. Yep, hang on a second. I got to get my controls set up right. That's why I'm not seeing the GPS. Because I had to change key binding on my Bravo. Because I flew I was flying the Kodiak last night, and I got to go to 4-engine propeller because I have the keybind set up right to make the GPS come on. Oh, please work. Oh, come on. Okay. Oh, I still don't have a GPS. I got it. Hang on a second here. All right, let's turn off everything. Turn off the before start. Dang it. This may not work. What was it? It was the on-off. It was the pause rocker switch. That was that I reassigned. I got it. We're getting there. Options. Oh, now I can't get the... All right. Okay. Now I can't even get the options to come up to change. All right. Let's just go off with everything. No response whatsoever. Okay. All right, guys. Hang on a second here. Let's see if my assistance options have gotten borked for some reason. Nope. They're all in custom. That's the way it was before. General options. Photogrammetry is still good. Graphics is still high end. That's all still good. I may have to go back to main menu and do a little restart on this. Now that I've got it set with the right controls set up. Let's cancel that. Let's make sure the control setup is still for Bravo 4-engine propeller. That should work. Okay. Let's go back to main menu. Hopefully I won't have to restart the whole sim, but I may have to go back and recreate the flight. Okay, so more. Load and save. Flight plans. There we go. Sorry about the delay here, guys. And we are going Pecos to Kearney. We want to load that flight plan. Good. And I think what we're going to do is we're just going to load at the end of the runway, because this has worked before, but who knows? Who knows? The sim. First time chat, try the Control Zero trick. No, I don't know the Control Zero trick, but I'm going to try this. That has worked before. Because previous flight. Now this will start with the engines running. So, and they'll stop, which is fine. I know that. That's going to happen. So what I'm worried about is the welcome Worst Finger Gaming. Appreciate your contribution in chat there. If you like what you see here, smash the follow button. This is Splasher 6 Flight Sim. And now we have a GPS that is still there. That was the switch I bound to get the GPS on all the time. And we are KPEQ. Good. Okay. Now we should be good. Okay. That's what I want to see. That's normal from what I've been having before. So let's get we're back cooking with fire here. Let's get the AFE. We shouldn't have to go to options because we know we got the 430 running. Okay. And I want to go turn up the sounds for the sim, because we cannot hear the voices for the AFE. Let's see. Let's go to my speaker, volume mixer. Make sure Flight Sim is turned up. Okay. That part out of the way. That should help. Actually, yes, I'm seeing that. I'm getting like 0 kilobytes on my feed. Yikes. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know if it's with Twitch or if it's with my stream, but we're going to keep flying and let it catch up if it has to. I don't know. I've got it recorded, so it's on VOD. I apologize, guys. I don't know if this is a Twitch issue, but I've had this happen before, or if it is if it's an ISP issue with my ISP. But it's just bouncing all around. I'm going from 33,000 kilobytes per second, 28,000, down to 3,700, down to 0, all within about 10 seconds time. So we're just going to wade through this, get the old girl started, get our switches on. Oh, yeah. Yep. I keep having problems with this, and I don't know if it's a Twitch issue or what. So let's go plot on here. Let's see. I want to get my sound turned up. Cockpit. Voices. Master goes up a little bit. I don't want to necessarily worry about engines. Music, no. Other aircraft, no. Warnings, no. Yeah, should be all right there if I get those sounds dialed up just a little bit. Go back to resume. Get our before start. There we go. Okay. Okay. Get the gust lock removed. Before I forget that. Okay, we need to go start. This should, with the key start, get the engines going. Hopefully. At idle. And like I said, I just do all 4 at once. I don't go through the individual starts. Yeah, we got quite a lag going on. Sorry about that. You're probably gonna have to fight the lag all day. Anyway. After start. Next.
Off and off. Battery switch. Plane battery. Generators and inverters. Checked and on. Emergency lights. Armed. Ground tower. Removed. After start checks complete.
Okay, we got through our after start checks. We'll go through before takeoff.
Boost pumps. Boost pumps on low. Fuel selector and crossfeed. Main tanks and crossfeed off. Autopilot and carb heat. Off and cold. Hydraulic system. Down, forward, pressure and quantity checked. Okay. Flaps 20. Flaps set 20. Windows and turbine. Closed and on. Controls. Gust lock. Pitot heater. On.
Pitot heat on.
Mixture and cowl flaps. Reach and locked. Set. Transponder. On. Landing lights. Extended and on. Before takeoff checks complete.
All right, we're through our before takeoff checks. We don't have a load on, so we're going to go take off dry. We don't have to worry about fuel because we got plenty of fuel.
30 inches stabilize. 30 inches stabilize.
Here we go. Ramp up the engines.
Stabilized. Cowl flaps. Cowl flaps. Cowl flaps set. Full power, please. Going full power.
All right. Ready to take off. Get to full power.
Full power set.
Power set. Release brakes. Away we go. Look for about 80 to 100. Gently pull back a little bit. And up we go. You're up. Flaps up. Clean up our aircraft.
Flaps up. Flaps going up.
Flaps going up. All right. We're going to need to take a left turn here. We're going to stay down low. For now. We're going to go find the interstate. Okay. And trim.
Climb power set. After takeoff checklist, please.
All right, we're going to go parallel to the interstate for a little while here.
After takeoff checks complete.
Should be off our left wing. Yep, there it is. I'm going to follow the interstate for about 10 or 15 miles here until we get to Pyote. There we go. Yep, there's the interstate off our left wing. Be a few miles to get to Pyote, and we'll do a circle around the old air base. Not much left to see, but you can still see where the runways were. And we're still buffering. Dougal, thank you for stopping in. I sure appreciate it. And yes, I know I'm getting more lag today. I streamed last night and for about 2 hours with Phlox, and everything was beautiful. I have a feeling it's my internet service supplier, quite honestly. We're going to go to cruise.
Set cruise power, please. Setting cruise power.
And I apologize. I don't know. It's just I'm looking at my stream kilobytes per second on OBS on that screen, and it's just jumping all over the place. It's about 4,600 right now, but it's been down to almost zero before.
Cruise power is set.
Thank you, Dougal. I appreciate that. That's been my main focus for this series. I encourage you to catch the VOD because
Cruise checks are complete.
what the screen I'm looking at here on the flight sim is rock solid. That's why I think this issue is a Twitch issue more than my internet service supplier. So anyway, up ahead here, you can start to see the one of the runways for the airbase. This runway right here, and then the crosswind runway, another one right here, and then the main runway runs this way. And this is the Rattlesnake Air Base, Pyote, Texas. It was open until 1964 when it got closed down. And after the war, it was used a lot for storage of B-29s. Catch a shot here. But you can see they put a lot of trees in, of course. Aircraft model behind you. Not sure what's behind me. Oh, the one behind me in the shot. That is a B-17. Gotcha, on my shelf. Yeah. That is the B-17 clock that my dad bought years ago. That when if you set it right, when it strikes the hour, it gives you the sound of a B-17 starting up its engines. Somebody remind me at the end of the stream. I'll get up when we land, and I'll bring it over here, and you might be able to hear what it does. But there's a guy who says engine start, and it gets the sound of a rotary a radial engine starting up. It's kind of humorous. It has a clock on the base, and the propellers turn. So we're at cruise, and what we want to do is get back to our GPS path as best we can, at least close to it anyway. See, we're up here now. So if I go straight from here, I can get back to my flight plan path. Ah, Sergeant Staff, welcome in. How are you doing today? Nice to hear from you. Okay, there's our GPS. Let's see, okay. 5,000 feet. We're in cruise. I want to stay around 5,500 feet. We're 4,700 feet right now, excuse me. Good to hear from you. Thanks for stopping in, Sergeant. Always great to hear from you. Hope everything's going well. Just kind of trying to get the old DC-6 under control here. Flying back to my GPS track after we just made a little partial circle, feeding my face. It is lunch. It's lunchtime here. A little past lunchtime for me also. But I'm gonna go on starve mode for the next couple hours. I got the coffee going. Got my mug of Joe. Keep me amped up for a while I'm on the stream. I'm hand flying right now until I get close to the magenta line, and then I'm going to line up with it, and then I'll get on. I'll get the gyro pilot set up. And get locked into the GPS course. And then we can be hands off for a while for the rest of the flight. And let's see, my heading for that is going to be what? 15 degrees? Okay. 15 degrees. Need to make a turn towards 15 degrees. And stay. Oh, yeah, I know. Following the magenta line. It's a trick. I know. Alright, we need to come around. Start making our right turn. Keep it level and steady. 5,000 would be wonderful. A little steeper turn. Knots, we're still good for airspeed. Coming around to 330 degrees. Hopefully I had a steep enough turn that I can capture the magenta line after I get my still climbing. I'd rather keep. All right, there's due north. I'm going to be somewhere in between due north, right along the line of that road that's below us there. Looks pretty good. Start leveling out. Okay, let's see how close we made it. Aha, look at that. Look at that. Awesome. All right, that is kissing close. You bet. All right, now let's get a view looking down at the... we got to turn on autopilot. Engage that. And start looking up and level off a little bit. Come on. Down. Oh, I know what we want to do. We want to nose down. That's it. That's it. That's what I want. Right there. When we get close to level flight, flip that on. Check out that. Okay. We're at level flight. That's good. Back to our main view. Close to 6,000 feet, but that's okay. And then I'm down to localizer. See how close we are to... We're right on the magenta line. Awesome. Get to that. And we should... Not always perfect following a magenta line, but we are still... It's finding its way. It's finding its way. Come on, we got a level. We got to line up here. We're still in a little bit of a bank, so that's okay. We got to find that magenta line. Let's get our view lined up here. This is the point where you never know. Good evening, good afternoon, Vipers. So far, so good. The only problem is I'm having a lot of trouble with the stream right now. I'm having a lot of stutters, unfortunately. And I'm looking at it right now, and I'm like 1,200 kilobytes per second. This is awful, but it's not wanting to track the magenta line very close. Kind of worried about that. Looks like it's supposed to be bringing it back in, but it's not really showing that on my little nav map at all. But I am at level flight, and that's a good thing. And I'm going in the general direction of where I want to travel. And maybe it's just inching its way back towards the line, hopefully. We are in West Texas. Carlsbad, New Mexico is up here. And we're just flying just for a few minutes into New Mexico. And then Hobbs, New Mexico's here. On a heading of about 15 degrees. Oh, yeah. The old stream is not looking good. I'm so sorry, guys. That, it's doing this. I'm getting a lot of delay. Let's see if we can do a refresh. Let's see if that jumps ahead. I don't know. See if that helps. Sergeant Staff, I don't know. I don't know what's... sometimes I think it's my internet supplier. Sometimes I think it's Twitch. But I don't know if it shows up in your OBS when you stream or not, but I look down on the lower line and I see my live time, how many dropped frames, and then my recording time and my CPU usage, and then my kilobytes per second, and there's a green square next to it, and if that square is green, that means I'm streaming at a good positive rate, which now is showing about 4,500, and that's usually where it should be at. But so far it has been bouncing all around to as low as 0 and as high as 33,000. So, but right now, as we speak, it looks to be fairly consistent. 49.90, 45.95. Oh, there it drops. 2,100. Back up to 5,900, 5,200, 4,800. And I think that is an indication of what my internet supplier is doing to my line in the way of throttling. But I've got 1 gig service. I shouldn't have an issue. So let's see. Okay, now it's gradually taking me back to the magenta line. So we're good. We are A-okay. So, now that I've got a little bit of time, I hope Dougal, is still at least lurking and watching now that I have a decent internet connection here. It's still floating around 0, 2,500, 846, 3,600, all over the place. But anyway, if you watch the VOD, Dougal, this is for you. Hang on a second. I'm going to go grab that airplane and give you guys a sample of what it does. Hang on. Gotta go this way with it. So, here's what it is. It's a little dusty, but it's a clock on a base, Flying Fortress. And it's kind of hokey, I know, but It's something he picked up at a novelty shop somewhere or online, probably. So you'll see this Dougal in about 5 minutes when the stream catches up. But it's got a button down here that you can push. I'm going to get it in front of the microphone so it picks up better. McTavish is Lurkington. So you get an idea. So I'm going to pull it back a little bit. You may not hear me so much, but you'll hear what this thing does. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. You ready? Oh, the guns too. I forgot about the guns. I thought the propellers turned, but I was wrong. Oh yeah, and there's a light in the nose. Okay, I think I have to push the button to stop it. So it just repeats on and on. But I thought the propellers turned, but I was mistaken. I don't turn it on very often. But anyway, something cute. What I had back there before is, and I put it up on the shelf. I had a model commissioned by one of those companies that does all kinds of replica model planes. The nose gun lighting up. Or is that was actually the nose gun lighting up. Yes, I'd forgotten about that. I'd completely forgotten about the nose gun. Yeah, the other model I have is one I had built 12 years ago or so. That's a wood model. It's all painted up in detail of Dad's Royal Flush. It's weathered and lifelike. Thanks. But the clock is kind of a novelty thing. So something fun, amusing. All right, let's make sure we are still with it here. Yeah, 6,000 feet, we should have no problem with any obstructions. Let's get rid of the trails for now and restart them. They're not mashing up the profile view. I could actually be down around 4,000, but that's all right. We'll be fine. Hopefully. It looks like things as far as the stream goes are in the green. So hopefully we don't have as much lagging as we did before. Welcome in, Phlox. I got a little message there for Floxtrot. For you guys who haven't followed Phlox, definitely go check him out. Let's see. Another fine streamer that was just on earlier today. That flying the second leg on a journey to Oshkosh to fly the winter journey for gathering at Oshkosh in a couple of weeks with Forder Learn to Fly. It's going to be a big event on the weekend of the 22nd that if you're interested in, go to Forder's page. You'll find out a lot about it. And go, hopefully, I think if that's correct. Yes. Definitely go to Forder Learn to Fly's website there. Flocks with the emotes. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. That emote came about by a lot of help from Phlox to create that, because I was having so much trouble getting that done. Appreciate that, buddy. Thank you so much. Oshkosh or bust. Absolutely. So, knock on wood, for the last few minutes I've been in the green for the stream. So hopefully no more lagging. Hopefully everything's caught up. Oh, USA April 1. Thank you for the subscription. That's awesome. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. I really appreciate that. That's subscriptions, they mean so much to me, and it all goes back into the stream to provide better content as far as hardware and as far as airplanes, sceneries, things like that. That's all contributes. Thank you so much for that. US APR 1, US April 1. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Little outside view here. Yeah, you know, west, southeast New Mexico, West Texas, not a lot to see. A lot of crop circles we're seeing here. Oh yeah, back to Phlox's comment on the emotes. Those both of those emotes I have are actual photos of my dad's medals. One of them's a medal, and the other one is his wings that he wore on his jacket when he earned his wings at Stockton. And I took pictures of them and worked with Phlox and some background images, and came up with that. Came up with those two emotes. The next thing I'm really jonesing after is I don't know if anybody has looked at some of Angry One Horn's new emotes, but he was in the stream earlier. I hope he won't mind if I flash one of his emotes up. He took a picture of he got a stock picture of a B-17, and it looks really good. Where is that puppy? There it is. Yeah. All credit here to Angry One Horn. This is his emote, but this is a really cool one that I'd like to have my own version of. I'm going to work on maybe doing that. But cool picture of a B-17. Dougal, that's a bummer. Now I know you're British, but there might be a way to get duplicates of your medals. I know they wouldn't be the originals, but through the Dad lost his for a number of years, and he got duplicates from the U.S. State Department. I think it was either that or through the U.S. Army somehow, and they sent him duplicates, and then he found his originals. But there might be a way to do that through resources from where you live. Unfortunately, they won't be the originals, but at least you could have duplicates. Here we are in Denver City, passing over the greater metropolis of Denver City, which is Texas, probably. I'm guessing that's going to be Texas because Lubbock is right up here. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I have the ball rolling on that with help from my old CO. Awesome. I know that's terribly disheartening not to have the originals, but Sergeant Staff says my grandfather got his medals in 2020. That's awesome. Some of the guys came home and you know, over the years lost theirs or they got stolen, and they can get replacements. I was the one who opened them. Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. Uh-huh. That's a great honor. Oh, my headband on my headset is right on the bead on the top of my hat. And it's putting another hole in my head to go along with the other several that I have. As my dad would say, do you have a hole in your head? What's the matter with you? So part of our in-flight services here is a slideshow presentation of a few photos that I have of Dad, and this was at Pyote during E-17 crew training. Wonder what those squared off areas are you're flying over. Yeah, I don't know. Let me minimize that. Some of these I wonder if they're what we're flying over right now. I'm not sure. Interesting. Sometimes if they're like located out in the boonies by themselves, and there's just like one road going up to them, it's like an abandoned missile site. It's like an ICBM site, and it's the entrance point. But these, I don't know if they're tower sites, like maybe windmills that didn't get put in the sim. I don't know. Yeah, Denver City. Look for Denver City, probably Texas. South and west of Lubbock. Housing developments? I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so. They're not squished together enough. Yeah, Denver City. That's where we just passed over. Yeah, that would be interesting to know. Because like I said, they look like old abandoned missile sites, but they wouldn't be this squeezed together. Oh, now here, down here, that's a shadow of something. That right there, that's a shadow of something, like a tower. Oh, that's a different type of crop circle. Interesting. Well, what's going on with that? That's like cultivated earth. Oil drilling. Yes. Yes, of course. There, yeah, a gazillion of them. I should have known that. It's where the little pump stations are, the little pump jacks that go back and forth and back and forth. Yeah. That makes perfect sense. Because you'd have to have a road going to them for service access. Let's jump back in the cockpit here and make sure that our engine stress evaluator, everything's in the green. It should be, because everything's on AFE, so we're good there. Okay. I turned up the ambient sounds of the airplane. I hope it's not too loud coming out on the stream. And I also turned off the music. So let's bring back the musical entertainment. Period. Correct. Play in the background here. We'll raise the level just a touch. There we go. Oh yes, yeah, Texas was where much of the U.S. oil was drilled in the 20th century. It's very much. You bet. I've traveled to Colorado many times from Iowa in my life, and actually northeastern Colorado has a lot of oil deposits too. There's still some pump jacks out in the wheat fields of northeast Colorado. Yes, the slideshow. You bet. Thank you, Phlox. Appreciate that. Get off on a tangent. Helps me with my focus here. So there's Dad on the left, and this would have been over the winter of 43, early 44, when he was at Pyote. And then next to him, I know this was a good friend of his that he went through basic training with, and actually he got assigned to the 100th Bomb Group. His name was Jack Hunter, and unfortunately he was shot down in May of 44, and all of the crew and Jack were perished in the shoot down. So he lost a good friend. Dad always spoke of him very highly. He was from South Dakota somewhere, in South Dakota. And the next guy, I'm not quite sure. I don't remember what his name was. I want to say Kincannon, and he also went to the 100th Bomb Group. But here's Dad and his co-pilot. His co-pilot on the left, Charlie. Great friend of the family. They were dear friends till the day Charlie passed away before Dad did, and he was like an uncle to me. I remember him very well. They visited many times, and this is probably on a training flight in Pyote. Probably a training B-17. Look at all the cords, connections. I think those are probably for heat. It's hard to tell exactly what he is holding. Those might be throat mics for the crew. Those might be microphones. They had what they call throat mics. In fact, hang on a second. Hold tight, guys. I have a throat mic. It's not this way, it's this way. So this is what they wore around their throat. And the pickup sensors are right here, here, and here. And those would go up against your windpipe. And this thing's so fragile now, it's very fragile. Now, I'm not sure if this is Dad's original one or if this is one that he got while he was working on base after his missions. But there's the plug-in. This plug looks a lot shorter than the plug in that photo. So, I don't know. And it might have been a different style, but it's hard to tell what he's holding there. Whatever it is, it's a bunch of them. But where are we at here? Are we at the end of the... Come on. There we go. There's the next one. There's Dad and Charlie again, and I think that's at Pyote. I have something in his letters somewhere that Charlie was married at the time, and I think had one daughter, maybe. But that microphone back. Looks like there's still a bit of a delay of about a minute or so, because I've gone back in the red. Yep, there it is. It's stuttering again. Yeah. All right, now we're back. Dougal says, said before, and I'll say it again, World War II bomber crews are a very special breed. We could all learn from them. Absolutely, and unfortunately, they're a dwindling breed. The last bomb group reunion of the 100th Foundation, there was probably 6 original vets that showed up, which is awesome because they're all in their upper 90s now. Thanks, Fox. Appreciate that. Again, I like to be able to say that was Dad's throat mic, but I honestly don't know for sure. But doing some lag here a little bit. But here's a picture of Dad and Charlie at Pyote, and a repeat picture. And then, oh, this guy. This guy's name is T.O. Cleve, friend of Dad's at Pyote, and I can't remember if he got assigned to the 100th or not, but Dad told a story of how he, and I don't know any details of it, but he said he flew a B-17 under the Tower Bridge in London, and got in a fair amount of trouble for it, but at the time he was a rowdy, and got in trouble for it. Probably got busted for a few days, but the operation was hard up for pilots, and he got reassigned, and didn't go to the pokey for it, but he got in a big amount of trouble for. Dad always said he flew the B-17 under the Tower Bridge. I don't know how he could have managed that, because I've been to the Tower Bridge, and that would have been a major accomplishment. So that's T.O. Cleve. That's T.O. Cleve. I never got to meet him. Dad went to visit him in the 1990s when he was from Montana somewhere, Billings or Missoula or Bozeman, and Mom and Dad were on a trip out west, and I have some pictures of him together from back in the 90s. And then here's the crew, Dad's crew, and this was the I don't want to say publicity photo, but this was the, studio photo that everybody had when they were in crew training at Pyote or wherever they're stationed at. And this particular plane was just whatever the inventory plane was that they had available that day. Yes, Dougal, I know. That is an incredibly small gap for a B-17. I attribute some of that maybe to, fish stories, so to speak, of the pilots, But that was the story I got from him. But yeah, old T.O. Cleve he was a rowdy for sure. But here's the crew, and lower left here is the navigator, Milton Stockton. He was from Louisiana, New Orleans area. And next to the right was the bombardier, Horace Williams. And he hailed from Waco, Texas. And another thing, I've talked about this before, is just how they pulled everybody of each individuals in the crew from all over the United States. And there was no rhyme or reason as far as, where each of the guys came from. On the 19th mission, I believe in late May of 44, they had a particular rough mission to Leipzig. Crazy stuff did happen, not impossible. Yep. They had a particularly rough mission to, I don't want to say Leipzig or Leipzig. I always get it wrong. And they had a lot of flak, and they took a flak hit to the nose of the B-17, and Horace just happened to be leaning back to his left to talk to Milton. Milton was sitting at the table they had in the nose for the navigator, and a piece of flak came up through the nose and took off Horace's leg, like above the knee leg. And he survived. He lost his leg. They got home all right. The plane was really shot up, and from other accounts from other people I'd met, it had the was it prop number 3 on engine 3 was gone, and it had a bunch of holes in it, and of course a huge hole in the nose. But Horace survived. He went on to live a long life back in Dallas, Texas. Oh, Viper, I am so sorry. I missed that. I sure will do that. You bet. Definitely want to give a shout out to Viper Strike. I get talking about other stuff, and I forget about my shout outs. Thank you, Viper. Appreciate that. I always try to stay up with that. Viper Strike 95. Y'all want to check him out. He does a lot of great streams. He did a super baseball tour this last year through all the major league baseball stadium sites in the major leagues. And the thing about it is he puts a lot of work into it in his slide presentations and research and information while he's flying. And right now, currently, he's doing a flight from Berlin to Beijing to recreate a 1926 flight. I think Viper can weigh in on the details, but he's flying it in the Junkers Ju-52, and I think they're in Russia still at the moment. I flew with him a week or two ago, and learning a lot about Russia along the way. He puts in a lot of research about the areas that he flies over, about information about the cities and towns. It's really cool. So definitely go check out Viper Strike. Oh, absolutely, Dougal. I can't say enough, man. He puts in a huge amount of research for his streams. Very noticeable. Also, you pop up. You'll see in the pop-up in the stream there a link to my Discord. If y'all haven't gone over to my Discord channel, please do. That's where you're going to find all the latest updated information about when I'm going to fly next for scheduling, and also a lot of pictures, historical pictures that I pick up. TBM, how are you doing, buddy? How's it going, TBM? TBN Nathan checking into the chat. I popped onto your channel a little bit earlier. I was trying to get ready for the stream, but I saw you were doing some racing, some F1 racing. I thought that was pretty cool. Couldn't tell what track you were at. What track were you at, TBM, earlier on when you were I saw you happened to, I think you were doing some time trials. We're just having some fun. I was trying to figure out what track you're at. Japan and USA? Cool. Cool. Good to hear you're doing well. Thanks for stopping in. Always glad to have you. We'll come back to the slideshow here in a little bit. We'll get back to the plane. Check things out. Make sure we're doing all right. Get our view squared out here. That is the DC-6. Yep, in all its glory. Custom livery I had done on it that matches the livery of my dad's plane from World War II. He flew with the 100th Bomb Group, Square D, out of Thorpe Abbotts, England. Hasn't come to XBOD yet, so excited. Yeah, it's probably going to be a few months. Their last announcement was that it was going to take a while after they initially introduced it and then pulled it out. So, but yeah, it's a handful. I don't know how you could fly it with an Xbox and a controller, but that's what they want to do. That's fine. I don't mind waiting. Not impatient. That's good. But yeah, this is the livery I had done up. Joysticks. That'll help. That'll help for the Xbox. I would imagine you'd have to have a joystick to fly the DC-6. A lot of center, they call them crop circles, excuse me. Call them crop circles, but they're center pivot irrigation. But a lot of them out here. Probably wheatland. We're probably coming up upon, yeah, the propeller planes are the best. Probably coming up on Lubbock here. If we haven't passed it yet. We did. Lubbock is behind us. So we're in north central Texas Panhandle right now. Probably getting close to Amarillo. Gonna fly right over Amarillo. Amarillo by morning. Up from San Antonio. Little George Strait there. I'll shut up now. Okay. Put me in the mood for flight sim. Yeah, it's early evening where you're at. You got plenty of time. Definitely scroll up there to my Discord channel, folks. Click on that link to my Discord and go there. Definitely encourage that. I stay up till 5 a.m. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. Yeah, I'd get my sleep cycles would be so out of whack. It's bad enough for me when I'm up till 1 or 2 o'clock. I won't let me click the link. It won't let you click the link? Oh. For the Discord up above? Oh, talking to your girlfriend in the States. Gotcha. That makes sense. Phlox or Viper, if you're in chat still, double check the links. Make sure they're still working, the Discord and the 100th Bomb Group links that come up when you get a chance. Appreciate that. Let's see. Haven't turned on the puppy cam. And I actually have a dog to show you. There's actually a dog in the puppy cam today. He is zonked out. Yep, old Chico. Oh, now that I say that, he lifts his head and he heard his name. So we'll keep the dog cam up for a little while. Latte is, she's off in the living room. Let's see. Still not doing it. Not coming up as a highlight to click on. Interesting. Oh, the dog? No, it's a Chihuahua. He's actually a Chihuahua and Doberman miniature pincer mix. They call them Chippins. Chihuahua and miniature pincer. Mine is asleep right now. Yeah, he's a mix of Chihuahua and miniature pincer. They call him Chippins. It's kind of hard to get the scale of how big he is. He's only like 8 pounds, so he's a little dog. So, but he's like kind of on his side, stretched out asleep. His head is up here towards the wall, and then his bum is out here towards the carpet. So he is zonked out right now. This is afternoon nap time for him. And then the other one, she's out in the front room. She's a little bit bigger. She's Chihuahua and I'm pretty sure rat terrier. She has kind of the body of a rat terrier. She's bigger. She's about 10 to 11 pounds. But I've had her on camera before, occasionally. But she likes to sleep out in the living room. But I can't get any further to the edge of the table because I'm running out of cord on the webcam because the let's see, the computer is is that way and the webcam is that way. So 100th Bomb Group link is not working. Okay. Let me give this a try. If I can click on my own links here. Doggone it. Oh wow, it pops right up for me. Yep, the link pops right up for me, but maybe that's because I'm the streamer. The Discord does too, but it goes to the website. Wow, why does that not do that? It should work. Wonder why it's not working for you guys, but it's working for me. And it pops right up. Okay. Well, I'll have to delete the quick link in Stream Elements and then create a new one. Maybe that'll help. That's too bad. Sorry about that, guys. Part of this whole thing is to get you guys go into my Discord. Hey Viper, does the Discord work? Check that out too. Says my firewall or antivirus is blocking it. Oh, okay. So it might not recognize it. Discord works good. Okay, thanks. Appreciate that. That's the one I'm most concerned about. I'd like to get more people on my Discord channel. So I don't know what I would need to do for the 100th Bomb Group site to get it past firewalls or antivirus. I'm open to suggestions if anybody knows. Maybe this is a common thing. Sorry, little slurp of coffee there. Oh, the other thing that's behind me and to my left is and you can't see, I'll grab it off of my trinket shelf here. Hang on a second. The B-17 toolbox. Always go the wrong way. Oh, that's the... Yep. Complete with the nose art. That's whatever contents is in there. It's heavy. I'm going to put it back on the shelf. The other hat I have is from the 100th Bomb Group. This is actually my dad's hat that he got at one of the reunions. The one I'm wearing is just one I got later on. Looks like we're coming over Amarillo. I got a few little trinkets back there. Discord works good. Good. Cool. Yeah, look like I got a hiccup in the... Well, that's still not too bad. There's like a less than a minute delay. Turn the heat off. Yeah. That's my little space heater getting turned off. It is, if any of you have been following my streams or my Discord, it's not as cold as it was a couple days ago. I was in northern Iowa on a job site, indoors job site. Fortunately, couple nights ago in northern Iowa, it was 11 below zero, and that was not the wind chill. That was the raw temperature. Go outside and the air hurts. The air is not supposed to hurt. It's been colder in Iowa, definitely. A couple years ago, we had a minus 22 back in February, a couple years ago, I remember. And for me, it seems like after minus 5, it all kind of feels the same. That's the other thing, is just like, it hurts. After minus 5, it all hurts. It's hard for me to tell after minus 5 below Fahrenheit is what I'm working on. 5 below Fahrenheit. You get lower than that, it all feels the same. Bad. Yeah, I've forgotten. I'd flown this before. I forgot we get this close to downtown Amarillo. Nice view. I haven't taken very many pictures this time out. Some for the Discord show here. I'm not a big country music fan, but I do like George Strait from years ago. I always liked his song called Amarillo by Morning. Really beautiful song. And there is Amarillo. Can't say that I've ever been there though. Pretty good rendering of the grain elevators down below. That is really good. Usually they're just a blob. Water tower there. This is pretty good. And this is just the base, the base Asobo. Can't think of what I want to say. Scenery. Just the base scenery. I have the Google add-on, and I flew with it. I flew with it turned on my last Pan American highway journey, and I don't know. I have to say, I can't say that I noticed a big difference, but I'm still going to keep it. You can still turn it on and off. You can still turn it on and off before you go into the stream. So away from a bit. Flocks, no problem. So cool. Cool DD. Oh, was that the toolbox that you got to see? I don't know how much delay is in the stream right now. That was about 5 minutes ago in real time. But yeah, just showing off some of the stuff on the back shelf here. Let's see. Let's make sure fuel looks good. Let's see. 1 AP Haltang up ahead. He's a long ways away though. He's way up high. What we look like for fuel. Should look good. Shouldn't have any problem with fuel. Fuel looks good. Problem. Plenty. Hey, Phlox, if you're still there, a friend and I at work participated in a Brewer Fest when we made our own beer. Oh, cool. Yeah, I've got a buddy of mine here in Des Moines that does his own home brew. Oh, you called your beer Amarillo by morning. Awesome. That's cool. Yeah, do that. That's cool. I'll be darned. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not a big country fan, but actually I had an opportunity to go to see George Strait 5-6 years ago here in Des Moines, and he put on a good show. Yeah, it was worth it. Played all of the classics from early in his career. So unfortunately, getting back to the photo montage here. So this is the crew, co-pilot Charlie, who we've met, and there's Dad. Back row, ball turret gunner, tail gunner. See, ball turret gunner from Santa Barbara, California. Tail gunner from Tampa, Florida. Radio operator gunner. Joe, you can even see in my screen, you can even see Joe on his jacket. That's awesome. Joe was from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Now this fella here, later on, he washed out, took a different career path, I think, and got replaced by a different guy. He originally was the ball turret gunner, and he basically said, nope, not going to do that. It's crazy what the guys did. People these days will never understand the bravery. Oh man, yeah, it is incredible. 30,000 feet, 60 below zero, and bundled up with fleece and electrics that would burn your skin and never half the time not work. And then bad guy. No, I say bad guys. That's not right. That's not a good thing to say. But the other side shooting at you with real bullets on top of all of it. This is Bill. He was a waist gunner. Fred, I believe, was his name. Fred Perfetta. Yeah. He declined and opted out. And then this guy here took the ball turret gunner's position, and then the new guy took the waist gun position. And Bill had the other waist gun position. And then the last guy right here, he was the engineer top turret gunner. Which one was your dad in the photo? I had to leave for a minute to make dinner. Lower right-hand corner. Right here. Hopefully the delay is catching up. Hopefully. Yeah. So front row is navigator, bombardier, co-pilot, pilot. Milton, Horace, Charlie, and my dad, Raymond. So cool, the dude knelt down next to the bomb. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. And I've looked at this photo for many times over the years. I look at each of their jackets and each of the shoes, you know. Charlie, look at how polished his shoes are. And Dad's are kind of scruffy, and they look like Charlie looks like he has dress shoes on. Pic posted in gallery channel and Discord. Okay. Hang on a second. So we'll take that, pause that for a little while, come back to Discord, as I call it sometimes. Oh, yeah, cool. Talk about Amarillo by morning. George Strait flew over Amarillo. Awesome. So, the beer kind of looks like a Blue Moon type of brew. What was it exactly, Flox? Let me see if I can get that as a separate picture. Save image. Let's do that. Oh, now that's going to pop up here. Okay, just save. Okay. I'm going to figure out where that's going to be. Yeah, sometimes me and dealing with images, I'll try to get that displayed later. So what type of beer was that? TBM Nathan says, I still can't figure out how to get to Discord. Sorry about that. Hate that it isn't working. Doggone it. Link to the image. Okay, here we go. There's a link for the image he posted. Yeah, Flox, what was that? It looks kind of like it looks like kind of a Blue Moon type of light ale. It'd be easier if you give me my Discord name, and I click on it. It wasn't working either. Mosaic Hops Pale Ale. Okay. Yeah, hang on, TBM. Discord is this. If you go search for it. Splasher_6. And it's number 7325. Splasher_6, number 7325. You could go search that in Discord. Hopefully that'll get it to you. Flox, if you get a chance, would you scroll up and click on my Discord link and make sure that goes. Let's go into my Discord channel. I thought I had that link fixed and created correctly. I think it was getting, I think it was working for Vipersark said it works, but TBM Nathan's having trouble with it. I don't know. So TBM, if you type in Splasher_6 hashtag 7325 in your Discord search, you should find it. That should take you to it. And we are probably by now, are we into Kansas yet? I don't think so. Excuse me. Or actually, not Kansas, I want to say Oklahoma Panhandle. We got to cross the Panhandle first. Not quite yet. We are in North Texas Panhandle. This is wheat country. Looks like the links, let's see, looks like the link works. TB the Nation, do you have the Discord app installed on your machine? Yeah, you do have to have the app. I do know that. And then also, Flox, if you get a minute, the 100th Bomb Group link also wasn't working for. It was not working for Viper Strike. He was getting hung up in his. Let's see, Groover Municipal coming up on our left. This is a lot of expanse of North Texas. Probably a lot of grazing land. Probably a lot of land that is for cattle production, livestock production. Some more delay. Yeah, it's getting pretty bad when 25% dropped frames. Bounces all over. So that's the crew photo. Let's see if we got anything else here. Yes. Okay, a letter or postcard. Gotta go AFK for a while. Check back when able. Okay, Phlox, no problem. No worries. Thanks for stopping in. Really appreciate it. We shall carry on. We'll forge forward at about the halfway point in the stream right now. But what I got here is a postcard. November 29th, 1943. Postmarked up here from Monahans, Texas. So he would have been at Pyote by then, because Monahans is just up the road. Dear Mom and Dad, I hope this gets to you without being all bent up. I've been here about a week and no mail yet. I'm going to subscribe for the Des Moines Register, so I'll get something in the mail, in the mail trip. Yes, my address hasn't had time to get around yet. I had a 24-hour pass but didn't leave. There is no place to go around here anyway. We're supposed to fly tonight too. I had an orderly build a little table. I'm catching up on some of it, some of the letters I owe now. Yes, this is all for now. Love, Raymond. November 29th would have been around the time of Thanksgiving. I don't know if I have the front side of this postcard or not. Yeah, there's the front side. Training bomber, training B-17, most likely. Looks like serial number 25415. Probably an F model, F variant. No chin turret, so it's not a G. And that's what Dad's Royal Flush variant was an F. And his serial number was 26087. This one's 25415, so it's an old, earlier on in the serial number. I think, are we at the end of the? Yeah, it looks like we are. So not very many pictures from this time period. The further on we go, the busier he if you hang on through the series, I do have pictures of when they arrived in England at the base. So that's kind of cool. But this is all I've got. Let's see, X out on that because I can. Oh, where are those? Pyote. There we go. Pyote. I do have some from previous streams you might want to be interested in if you've missed some of the previous streams. We'll go back in order. Here's Salt Lake. But I don't want to jump ahead. There's some pictures of the crew on the Royal Flush, but I'll save them for some of the flights going over, some of the longer flights. But here's his crew. And, you know, initially I thought this was at Salt Lake, but this guy right here was the replacement guy for the guy at Pyote. And he would not have been part of the crew at Salt Lake. So this has to be either at Pyote or Kearney when they're on their departure to go overseas. Because this is is it Bill Schweitzer? No. Oh, I can't remember his first name. This is the replacement guy that ended up being the waist gunner. I can't think of his first name right now. But so this has to be after Pyote. It's either when they are leaving Pyote, but the way they're all dressed to travel almost looks like it would have been Kearney. So either they arrived or they're leaving. So I don't know. But it's definitely, this is Paul Schweitzer was his name. Paul. So yeah, that's everybody's gone that could have answered that question. This was a telegram from Salt Lake City, Utah on November 20th of 43 to his mom, my grandmother, getting first pilot on B-17. Should move Sunday. Get co-pilot, bombardier, and crew. Haven't met them yet. Will wire new address on arrival. Love, Raymond. And it's just amazing what random stuff got saved versus some things that were lost over the years. So there's what I have for Salt Lake City. Let's see, prior to that would have been Hobbs. And there's not much that I had for Hobbs either. Just this one article that got saved. Lieutenant Raymond Fred Lisher, son of Mr. and Mrs. Fred Lisher, has completed his pilot transition 4-engine course at Hobbs Army Airfield, Hobbs, New Mexico. NM. Lieutenant Lisher was commissioned as second lieutenant and received his pilot wings at Stockton, California, August 30th. Completion of his transition training at Hobbs Army Airfield qualifies Lieutenant Lisher as a combat pilot. Another young American qualified to meet any access challenge. He was sent to Salt Lake City for a week, then transferred to Pyote, Texas, where he picked up his full crew and the address to write him at in Pyote, Texas. we'll get that out of the way. Let's see, I'm going to go back to that group and minimize, and we'll take a look at the scene. I think what I'm going to do, since we're about the top of the hour, I'm going to take a little bit of a break here. Looks like the stream is lagging behind a couple minutes. I'm going to take a little bio break, stretch my legs. We're a little over halfway, and we'll I'm not going to do the be right back, but we'll take a little break here and be back in about 5 or 10 minutes. All right, talk to you later. Okay, now we're back. We're back, except we're not on camera yet. Hang on a second. All right. There we go. I'm back, but the stream isn't back. I've done it. Sorry for all the delay. Geez, like a 10-minute delay. I'm still looking at things over here on my screen that happened 10 minutes ago. Well, I'm sipping my milk and having a snack on what's left of a Dutch letter. I try not to eat on stream, but sometimes on these long ones, I have to break the rules. Trying to get something to keep me going until dinner time. Of course, now that I have food, I'm real popular with the dogs. Sorry about that. The last bite's always the crunchiest one. This has been in the box for a couple days. It should have been finished. Wow. Bitrate is terrible. Oh. Phlox, I'm sorry. You gave out a community gift sub an hour ago. Is that an hour ago? Yeah. I just seen that just now. How did I miss that? Gave out one community gift sub. Wonder who that was to. Thank you, Phlox. Thank you, Phlox. You're out there still. It doesn't tell me who it was gifted to, though. Oh. As my bitrate is still awfully terrible. I do a refresh, screen refresh there, if that does anything. Not much. I'm watching my splasher of 10 minutes ago. Do his stream. And I can go to splasher of now. There's my dogs. There's the other one. She's burrowing under the covers, looking for a place to continue her nap. I realize milk is the last thing I should be drinking if I'm talking, but gotta check up on some things here. There we go. And the stream is still 10 minutes behind. Hang on a second. I will be right back. Well, I think I know what it is. Old Splasher forgot to turn off Google Drive syncing before the stream. I think that's what's been my problem with this lag thing, is that's running in the background, chewing up bandwidth, because I just turned that off just a couple minutes ago and things are getting better, but there's still like a 10-minute lag going on. But I'm looking at my kilobytes in OBS and it's stabilized now at 4600. We'll see, but I think that's what the problem is. Is on my stream and my bit rate when I'm looking on my streamer's dashboard through Twitch, the bit rate is excellent. It's been stable for the last 2 minutes since I turned off. See, I have Google Drive and it syncs constantly in the background with all my files on different computers, and I've been leaving it on, and that has been the problem. I think it's chewing up. It's either chewing up bandwidth and or resources. So hopefully this will catch up. And so far, I've been in the green. Gotta remember to do that. Sorry about that, because last night's stream with Phlox on my Friday night fun fly night was rock solid. I don't think there was but more than 5 to 30 seconds delay that you normally get with Twitch, because I had my Google Drive syncing turned off last night. Yep. I'm refreshing everything and everything's catching up. Interesting. Ending. Oh, there we go. Yeah, okay. TBM, if you're listening, I just got your friend request. Through Discord. Thank you. You are in. Sorry it took so long to get that taken care of. Well, hopefully we've taken care of the lag. We'll see. Everything's still in the green and stable. Yeah. And there's just normal delay, which we always get. There's me typing a message to Phlox through Discord. And everything looks like it's back to normal delay, because usually you get about anywhere from 5 to 20 seconds delay. It's that doggone Google Sync, syncing Google Drive. So, let's see. We could probably come down to 4,000 feet. So, let's hop back in the cockpit here and get ourselves on a descent. Back to the AFE.
26 inches, please. Setting 26 inches.
Okay. I think we want to be off here.
Altimeters and flight instruments. Cross-check.
Oh.
Seatbelts
And
on.
up. Ourselves nose down a little bit.
Low.
500 feet a minute, maybe. A click at a time. $500 feet a minute. Should be plenty. Another click. Maybe more than 500 feet a minute. That wouldn't hurt. All right. Okay. Keep our eye out for about 4,000 feet. Oh, 16. It looks like our stream is all caught up and we are stable on kilobytes per second. That is the issue. I'm so sorry, guys. I knew that and I forgot to turn that off before the stream. Was a bit of a rush getting the stream going tonight, this afternoon, so I'll try not to let that happen again. All right, gotta watch our descent. Okay, we want to level off at about 4,000. Okay, because at about 4,000. You're going to flip the altitude control back on again. Start leveling ourselves out. Hey, Sergeant Staff. I'm in the middle of leveling out here. I'll get to you here in just a second. Glad to have you back. We're going to start nose up a little bit. Slow that descent. Get yourselves around 4,000 feet. With the, not the trim wheel. Another click. Be ready. And then lock in right about there. Okay. It'll bounce back and forth a little bit while it finds level flight. As we're getting close to Kearney. But yeah, if you're still there, Sergeant Staff, I think I found my problem with the delay, and I knew what it was. I have Google Sync that syncs all my Google Drive folders with both the computers that I have linked to Google Drive, and that's what's been screwing everything up with all this delay. I think it takes bandwidth to do that, because it's always looking at synchronizing folders, and a light bulb came on. Yeah, it's chewing up bandwidth for sure, and resources in the background. So last night, I believe, and then last Monday were my first streams that I experimented with pausing it or turning it off completely, and everything went fine. And I forgot to turn it off today. And the minute I turned it off, the OBS box turned green, and I've been stable at 4,500 kilobytes per second. And my stream monitoring on my Twitch has been, my bit rate has been stable, and everything's catching up and reloading on the stream. And now there's normally a delay of about 5 to 20 seconds, but it's been rock solid since I did that about 10 minutes ago. Yeah, I know that was what the problem was. Thank you, appreciate that. Boy, I'm gonna put up a big sign in front of me now that says turn off Google Sync. But we are getting close to Kearney, and descending. We came down to about 4,000 feet. Stream checklist. Yes, I know, and I'm terrible with making checklists. It's been a struggle just to adhere to the checklist for the Kodiak to get it started up. I'm not a checklist guy. I should be if I'm flying airplanes, but that's why I'm not a real life pilot. You're doing on air with Captain Seppi? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. I would. You need to qualify. Yeah, I know. I would not qualify. I have Skypark. I've tried NeoFly, and didn't care for it. I think I still have it loaded, but I kind of like Skypark better. But I haven't. I just barely have enough time to fly with other people and to do these streams. I just don't have a whole lot of free time to do a lot of flying outside of what I do. So, but this is This is fun. I still enjoy it. Let's see how close we're getting to Kearney. Kearney is at 2,000 feet, so we're pretty good there. I'm not worried about wind or live weather. Kearney's airport, 2100, 2129. And what do we have for runways? 36 and 18. We can go just straight in on 36. Lost engine 3 on the DC-6 on stream the other day. Yeah, I think that was when I was flying last time on this. Knock on wood, I've had pretty good luck so far. Checked my engines lately though. Make sure stress, everything has a green checklist. Oh, I lost all 3 when I was flying with you. Yes, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. I might not be on, realism. I might not have my realism turned up real high. That's what I was thinking. You lost all your engines when we were was it when we were flying from Salt Lake down to Pyote last week. Let's see, we are still on a descent power setting, which should be okay. We don't need to really carry a whole lot of speed. I may have pulled the fire extinguisher's levers accidentally. Oops. Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd probably do it. Guess what happens then? Yeah, they don't run too long. On I don't know what the fire extinguisher does. What it wouldn't be halon, because that's too. It wouldn't be halon. It'd be some sort of substance that engines don't run on. That's for sure. Hill City, CO2. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it'd be CO2. You're right. Fills the cow with CO2. Gotcha. Hill City. Hill City's Kansas, I think, still. I'm thinking right. State Highway. Are we still in Kansas? Toto? Oh, we're further away than I thought. What the heck? Okay. We are still not in Nebraska yet. We're still in Kansas, Toto. There we go. Yeah, we're still a ways away. But anyway, oh, huge relief. Gosh, I got in a little bit of hurry today getting the stream set up and going. I had a phone call right before the stream started, and I just totally forgot. So I was going through the emergency feather procedure, and I was reading it out, and step 3 was pull the fire extinguisher. Oops. I looked up, and it was pulled. Uh-oh. Oh no. ZRAN 420, we are on Southeast Asia. Yes, Southeast Asia server. I find it works better for, it had been in the past as far as load goes on the servers, and you get the least amount of name tag dropouts. There's citywide plate behind me. Hill City Municipal, Hill City, Kansas. A lot of flyers around me. Southeast Asia. Ooh, the Orbix Alaska mesh. Yeah, it is nice, isn't it? I got it a couple months ago. Yeah, makes a big difference. I thought anyway. Just puts the finishing touches on things, so to speak. Yeah. Ah, yeah, and welcome in, Zasran 420. Splasher 6 Flight Sim. We are doing another leg in what I call my cadet training series. My dad was a B-17 pilot in World War II. And can't remember if you're in the followers, but smash the follow button if you like what you're seeing. And we do this once a week, 1 p.m. on Saturdays. And my dad was a B-17 pilot, and I'm flying to each of the locations in sequence. Ah, there you go. Thanks for the follow there, Zazran. To each of the locations where he trained for bomber training. And then also we're flying the North Atlantic ferry route that he took with his crew when they flew over to England to the bomber base he got assigned to with the 100th Bomb Group. And right now we're flying from Pyote, Texas to Kearney, Nebraska. Kearney, Nebraska being one of the departure points for the bomber crews in World War II. And he would have been doing this right about the time of February of 1944, because he arrived in the European theater at Thorpe Abbott's in early March of 44. So we've started from his first training location for cadets training in Santa Ana, California, and we flew up the California Central Valley to all the locations he trained at: King City, Chico, California, Stockton, California, and then on to Hobbs, New Mexico, where he trained 4-engine transition for the B-17, and then also after that to Salt Lake City. And what I have here is the livery I had done in Dad's markings for the B-17 he flew with the 100th Bomb Group. Better shot. I'm going to get a Kodak moment here as we're flying over north central Kansas. But yeah, kind of doing this as a little 13-part adventure tour, flying the DC-6 on all of these longer distance flights. We flew the Stearman on the ones in California, the shorter distance, and we'll be in the DC-6 for the rest of the tour. The next one, Kearney, next week will be Kearney, Nebraska to Manchester, New Hampshire. That will be a long one, about 1,200 nautical miles, and that will be a probably 5 or 6 hour flight, I'm guessing. And then we'll have a relative short one from Manchester up to Goose Bay, and then another long one from Goose Bay to Reykjavik, Iceland. That'll be the longest. That'll be about 1,400 miles in one flight. And then Goose Bay, Reykjavik to a place called Nuts Corner in Ireland, Northern Ireland. where there's another story to tell that's a bit adventurous. The reason they had to land in Nuts Corner, which was actually a designated alternate landing point for the bomber crews coming over. So welcome in, Zazran. I also stream on Monday or Tuesday nights my long-standing Pan American Highway journey that I've started many months ago, the southern tip of South America, and we just passed through Mexico City on a northerly route following the Pan American Highway, and which will conclude in Prudhoe Bay, Alaska, in the springtime, most likely. But that particular flight will be in has been in an X-Cub. But I'm thinking of changing planes once I get to the southern border, San Diego into the States. Thinking about changing planes. I think my little X-Cub's going to be wore out by then. So I'm radioing ahead. I've radioed ahead, and I'm going to have a new plane waiting for me at the border when we get to. We're going up the Baja Peninsula. So, as a matter of fact, Sergeant Staff, that is exactly the plane I'm thinking of. Especially since you're in it right now. Yeah, I love the Kodiak. I flew my Friday night fun fly last night with Phlox. I took the Kodiak to Kodiak. I haven't seen anybody do a stream yet flying the Kodiak around Kodiak Island. So we did a couple-hour stream just hitting the bays and touch and goes and some of the places around Kodiak Island. I understand. I understand. You work the third shift, so no problem. Check the VOD out sometime. Oh, you got to go to the end of the VOD, yeah, to see how many times a Kodiak will bounce. That's all I'm going to say. Just go to, if you don't watch any of it, it's fine. Just go to the last landing towards the end of the VOD. Yeah, it's good humor. Ugh. I totally borked a landing. But then I yawed out of it. Yeah, definitely. It's hilarious. I didn't know the Kodiak would bounce and roll that much, but it does. and then I slewed up in the air out of it, to recover, and then came around again and buttered the landing. Perfect. So much for consistency. But right now, I am just so happy that this stream right now is stable. Yes. I'm getting a minimal amount of lag. Yeah, this is a long one, Phlox, and it's not going to be the longest one either. The next one is going to be even longer. I think it's like 1,200 nautical miles. I got one of the dog's nails all dremeled up. Now I'm going to do the other nails. Just want to check in. Hey, Phlox, I found out my lag problem today. I forgot to turn off Google Sync. I think I sent you a message. Total revelation. And it was almost instant. I turned it off in the middle of the flight, and bam, the kilobytes per second recovered almost instantly, and it took about maybe 5 minutes for the stream to catch up, and it's been rock solid sense. So that is definitely my problem. I got to put a big sign in front of me to remind me. But I'm totally happy about that now. Let's see. Sergeant says, I was asked if I wanted to use Captain's Kodiak for the Alaskan Bush Company. I told him I was less than comfortable. Oh, to fly his Kodiak? Yeah. It takes it's not difficult. I was in a crosswind landing, and that was part of the problem, and I'm not good at crosswind landings. So a lot of the landing that you'll see in the VOD was my own doing. So the Kodiak really isn't that difficult to fly, I didn't think, especially after having flown some of the warbirds. Kodiak is not bad to fly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not that difficult, especially after having flown some of the warbirds. They're the hardest. Check my map again to see how we're doing. Not as forgiving as a 208. You know, I have not been in the 208 very much. I had kind of an adversity to flying the turboprops. This is the first turboprop I've flown anything of dimension, and so I was just not really comfortable with the turboprops. So I've only been in the 208 once, but I'm going to change that. I'm going to start flying it more now. So I'm going to see what I can do here and change my heading a little bit. Oh, it is working. Awesome. Okay, I can change my heading through the Bravo. I don't have to mess around with the gyro pilot. So I'm off just a little bit. I want to be more to the right for the approach on this runway. Seaplanes are your thing. Yeah, I remember you saying, I think you have a couple of seaplanes in your family, in real life. I remember seeing some pictures you posted. A couple of sharp-looking ones, if I remember right. Yeah, that's right. What lake is this? I've flown over this lake before. I'm trying to remember. Harlan County Lake, next to Alma, Nebraska. Oh, your uncle is now restoring a 43 Grumman widgeon. Oh, very cool. That is awesome. Coastal Defense Plane. Nice. It's got some heritage. It's got some documented heritage. Awesome. Very cool. That's always neat when you have some known history. That is cool. Still at 4,000 feet. We're still at about 175 knots, which is just fine. We don't need to be going terribly fast right now. Here's Alma Municipal in Alma, Nebraska. And we're going to get back towards the magenta line. Yeah. It has depth charge rack hardware and the holes for releases in the fuselage. How cool. Wow. all that hardware was kept over the years. I don't know for a fact, but I would imagine on planes like that were actually in use, a lot of that hardware would have been stripped out, you know, over the years and not retained. That's pretty cool if they've retained that. Okay, we're going back a little bit. We want to be at what heading? 15 degrees? 15. Check our heading. Oh, just the rivets. Okay, understood. Gotcha. Where's our heading on this thing? Come on. Let's see if we can stay at 30 degrees and still be in the ballpark. Will that get us there? It should be. A little bit more. Stream rate has been rock solid. Still in the green. And only a normal amount of delay. I'm going to turn off the puppy cam for now. So the dogs are back asleep. There we go. They'll be on their own for a while. Nice. It is. That's what it is. I just got to remember to do that from now on. That's fine though. Hoping updates fix your CTD issues. You know, honestly, I have not had a, knock on wood, that of which we shall not speak of. Too many problems. Say it quietly enough, maybe the sim won't hear me. But yeah, so far the only thing was weather. Weather was totally borked for a while, and live weather, that is. And so far, if I don't fly in live weather a whole lot, I'm not today. Most of the time, it just gets in the way of the scenery. That is the greatest thing about this sim, I think. So I don't fly in low weather a whole lot. Straighten that up. Check our map. Just to the left just a little bit. Turned it on just to see. Yeah. I tried it last night flying the Kodiak with Phlox up in Alaska, and I actually flew for half an hour or so. Yes, this is south central Nebraska. It's a lot of flat, a lot of open, a lot of wide open spaces, a lot of center pivot irrigation, which is the crop circles you're seeing. It's real cold here in the winter. So I gotta keep my eye on things here. We should get pretty close. I want to come back to left a little bit, notches. I don't know, sometimes it almost seems my photogrammetry is not quite right out here, but I don't know. When you get out and there's no detail. Okay, there's Kavanaugh. Okay. Once we pass Kavanaugh, I need to start paying attention. That's the thing about out here. The wind gets blowing and there's nothing to stop it. Down to our AFE again. I think once we get past Kavanaugh, we're going to start getting in range. Our approach and landing. I've driven through this area quite a bit over the years, you know, I've been back and forth to Colorado many times over the years. Have family that lives in Denver, and folks back in the late 60s bought a cabin up near Estes Park. We'd go out there every summer. And so I've put in many miles on I-80 going through Nebraska. And this is wheat land. That just doesn't look right. The color does not look right. Don't know what's going on with that. I have to look into it, but I checked photogrammetry was A-okay. So it's interesting. My light on my autopilot on my Bravo is lit up, so I'm gonna do some experimenting when I come off of autopilot and see if that looks, if that works. Map again. Yeah, we definitely need to get into in-range mode. Okay, we're gonna turn off the music. Not want to do that, but okay. Okay, there's what we're looking for right there. What we're gonna do is Yeah, we need to be off of this. I can hand fly it from here.
Mistress Ridge, please. Auto Ridge.
Okay. Speed down a little bit. Get gear down. That's our runway right there. Back up about 20 inches. Gears down. Flaps are down. Right down around 120. My landings on the DC-6 aren't real pretty, but usually gets the job done. And this municipal airport is the actual place where they took off from. All right, let's speed down a little bit high. Hopefully we don't drift too much. Come on, where's the lights? Didn't want to pick it up. We're still way too high. Really, we don't run off the air. Come on, lead off. Come on, lead off. All right, brakes. Usually, minus 130. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. Laps up, clean up. And start taxiing. Come on. A little more. Spin them up. There we go. Yeah, let's go that way. I like how they even replicate the sound of the squealing brakes. Oh, not that far. Not splasher. All right. Down a little bit. Pull in here. Call it a day. Not thinking I would want to hear that coming from an airplane I was in. Yeah, the squealing brakes. Right? All right. Now, parking brake on. And I don't do an official shutdown. That's not what I'm here for. Pitot heat off. Leave that pause on, because that has to do with the... We just shut the Listen to that asbestos. Yes, right. So anyway, here we are at Kearney. And there's a great story that I will save to next time about their departure from Kearney. And then the next flight also, we're going to have a little a detour. The next flight's going to be a long one. It's going to be like 1,200 nautical miles. We're going to Manchester, New Hampshire, because this is the point where they picked up their B-17 to ferry across to England. That's how they did it. After a while, starting in late '43, is all the crews that departed from the States, they would ferry over a B-17 for that was new off the production line and ready to go into combat. It wasn't the plane that they ended up with at their base assignment, because when they would arrive, actually they'd arrive in Scotland on the ferry flight, they'd drop the plane off and the plane would get assigned to whatever bomb group needed it, and then they'd take a train down to East Anglia, where most of the bomber bases were, to their thank you, Viper, appreciate that. They'd take a train down to wherever their base assignment was, and then they'd get their assigned airplane when they got on base. So, but just we'll flip the key on the old Alpha here and turn off all the engines at once, which should do it. There we go. There we go. They all turn in sync. And now, of all things, now the kilobytes per second goes haywire. Huh. It's bouncing all over now. I don't know why. Anyway, that will conclude today's flight. We are at Kearney Municipal, which was where they departed from, and that part will be next week on our flight. So let's see if we've got anybody to raid. Let's see if I can do a raid here. Let's see. How many do we have? We've got 8 that we can transfer over. Thanks again for the follow, Zazran420. Do appreciate that. And Phlox, who gave out a community gift sub. I totally missed that earlier on. Thank you, Phlox. Appreciate that. And let's see. Let me go back to OBS because that's where I want to do the raid from. Stick around if you're watching in the background, lurking. Hang on through and let's see if we can find somebody to raid here. Tomo's World is flying. We'll send Tomo's World a raid. Let me pick it. Let me pick his, and let me see. Let's turn off music in the background for now, since I really don't have a closing scene. Thanks again, Sergeant Staff, everybody else, Viper for hanging out in the background, everybody else that flew along today or lurked along today. I know it's a Saturday afternoon. Y'all have better things to do, but I do appreciate you following along. Let's see. We'll wait for the little commercial to play before I can see Tomo's World. Really don't appreciate the commercials, but it's going to play a channel preview. I still really don't have these raids down well. Oh. So there's Tomo. Okay. We're going to start the raid, and we'll say so long till next time from Splasher 6 Flight Sim. Thanks.